Hello again everybody, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. I had a question from Alice who wanted to know how I cleaned things and so I thought I'd do a quick video because it's actually easier than writing it all down. I wasn't sure which things she wanted me to clean, so I'm cleaning everything. Okay. For stamps, you've probably seen I mostly use one of the chamois. I like this because you only need water on it. The only thing I don't like is that it stains so much, but that staining doesn't come off. You don't get a transfer of ink onto anything. So all you do with these is wet them, and I find hot water works best. If it's one that you haven't used for a while, let me just get one. If it's one that you haven't used for a while, you know, they dry out and they're a bit like a biscuit. They're hard. So if you just run that under hot water, it works faster than cold water, and it will just fill up with the water and it will go soft again like this. I only start and clean it if the edges are going a little bit hard, or if I know I've used a lot of ink. And when you run it under water, you'll find that your water does turn like reds and pinks and blues, but again, that doesn't stain anything. So I'll do my stamps just with this chamois, just by rubbing like this. Or I'll use my Stampin' Scrub. And this has, once you open it, it's got two sides and they've got like a matting. It almost feels like astroturfy kind of stuff. And here, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's got like little raindrops, and here it's got a sunshine. And that just reminds you, this is your wet side, this is your drying side. And I use Stampin Mist, and all I do is I spray a little bit on here. I get my stamp and I rub it. I love the smell of this too. I rub it and then I dry it. Okay, so that's really fast. Once you think you've used it a lot and it might need cleaning, these little pieces pop out. Let me just, I usually pop them out with a bone folder or something. Let me just try with my scissors. I don't have strong nails to be able to pop them out with. Okay, so this just pops out and you can just run it under the tap, and then I leave them side by side like a little tent shape to dry. Okay, and then they just fit back in just the same way as you took them out. Oops. There we go. So I'll use that as well. Sometimes I'll use baby wipes. If we're having a class, I sometimes use baby wipes, but some of the wipes leave like a little, like a lint on there. So you just have to be careful about which ones you choose. What I will always do as well is check the back of my stamps here, because sometimes if you've pressed deeply into the ink, you might have ink in these little crevices. And for that, I find these little chamois best, because you can get in all those little tiny corners and things. So that's how I clean my stamps. Now, let's put that over there. The next thing I want to show you is how I clean my blocks. Now, these acrylic blocks, and they're brilliant. I love them because you can see right through, and you can line up, you know, if you have the grid paper, you can line up your stamps against the grid paper. But they take a lot of knocks, really. I get bits of ink on still, I get maybe adhesive. So I clean these, but I don't clean them with my chamois or anything. I tend to just use hand sanitizer. I know some people put them in the dishwasher. I tried that once, but I didn't like all the little spots that came up. You know, sometimes when you clean glasses in a dishwasher and you get those little white spots, I think it's something to do with, you know, the amount of rinse agent or something. But I didn't like that because I felt like they were a little bit cloudy. So I tend to use hand sanitizer and a piece of kitchen towel. And all I do, I mean, these look fairly clean. All I do is I just, oh, that's a bit much. I put some hand sanitizer on. Let me, that is a bit of a lot on there. I didn't need that much. And then I'll just rub. I'm going to do the back as well. I just rub with the hand sanitizer till it's dried, and then I go over again with the little cloth. Oh, you can see that's already coming up dirty. I didn't realise it was that dirty. Okay. And then I just pop them to dry. This one, oh, I can feel it's a little bit rough. I think it's got maybe glue on or something. And I use a lot of blocks when it's classes and things, so some of mine are scratched a little bit, but they still work perfectly. You can just wash these in dish soap as well, but if I'm in the craft room, I find this is just easy. I don't have to get any other kind of drying thing. I can use the same little piece of kitchen towel because the hand sanitizer, you know, it dries really fast. I don't know if you can see, like a little bit black and green on there. Okay. Let's just do this big one as well. And, you know, if I'm doing it all at once, I don't have to take all my things. Ooh, look at that one. I don't have to take all my things downstairs. I don't have to, you know, wait for the dishwasher to finish. Or it's a couple of seconds job. Okay, so that's how I clean blocks. I do also sometimes use these little individual hand sanitizer wipes to do a block with. So you don't have to buy anything like this. Actually, I think we got this free at Walmart. During COVID, they were giving out little hand sanitizers if you'd gone in with a mask, and I think that's where that one was from. So you really don't need much. The next thing I'll clean is my silicone mat. And I use my silicone mat a lot if I'm doing something with adhesive and I don't want it to be on the paper, or I'm using, you know, sometimes when you've finished using your Stampin' Seal, you need to wind it on with your finger. You can do it instead with your silicone mat, but you do tend to get a little bit of sticky bit on there. So again, I'll use the hand sanitizer or the wipe. Let's do this with a wipe so you can see. I know some people don't like having lots of sanitizer on their hands because it's drying. This, you know, we're not going to have a lot on our hands really. And it just brings off like the little pieces of adhesive or glitter or whatever you've had on there. And that makes it easy to use for next time. So I'll do the back while I'm here. Okay, and that dries really fast. Let's pop that lid on that. Oh, actually, let me show you on the trimmer as well. Okay, so on the trimmer, I find that I do get little bits of ink or blobs of glue or things. And again, you can use your hand sanitizer for that, just to clean up the front. When I have a new trimmer, I don't take that peel off straight away, like that cling peel. But once you do take it off, then you find that bits and pieces stick on here. So I'll just go over it with the hand sanitizer. And the same for this ruler. You can take this out if you want to, but I can't be bothered. So I just go down like this, and it cleans any little bits off. So, and I can't say I do it, you know, like weekly or monthly. I just do it when it needs it. Oh, I can see a little black blob down there. I think it must be on the back here. Yeah. Okay, so I've just got some glue. Just some glue on there. So I'll just go over with this. And because I use this, and you can use your nail, you can get into those little crevices easier. If you don't have nails and you have one of these, pop it on the end of your bone folder. Just like this. And go down those little crevices like that instead. Okay, and this little part of the track I find fills up with tiny little bits of fluff, it looks like, but it's just the little shavings off the card. So I use a little piece of the card, I just put it in, and I go right down the track, and you can already see these little bits that are in there. So, and I find that if I clean that out, it cuts a little bit better. Can you see how this dust here is right at the bottom of the track here? And just go down a few times and then I'll go over it. Oh, where's my wipe? I'll go over it with my wipe as well. Okay. And you can see on my desk here, I've got lots of little bits of the fluff that came out of it. Now, if you feel that your blade isn't very sharp, I know this is not a cleaning tip, but if you feel that your blade's not very sharp, just find a little piece of tin foil. I use this for punches too. I'll punch any of my punches with this if I feel that they're getting a little bit dull, and it just sharpens the blade. And it's the same for your trimmer. So it just makes, let's move that scoring board one. It just makes your trimmer blades last a little bit longer. Just cut down, you know, cut a few times. It's cheaper than a new blade and it just gives it a little bit more life. And my blade wasn't particularly dull because it's not long since I changed it. But so not a cleaning tip, but a frugal tip. Okay. Now, the only other thing I use for cleaning, I'm just going to put the lid on this sanitizer. It smells. Okay, is like my little glue eraser. And if I've got a card where I've got a little bit of liquid glue squished out, then I'll rub the card with this. But I also use it for my scissor blades. So let's just find a little piece of card that it might show up on. So, excuse me. Okay, I don't know if you can see, I've got like little bits on here just from cutting card that has maybe adhesive on or something. And all I do is I use this little eraser and I'll go down the length of the blade. And you can see that's already gone. And it just cleans them up a bit. Takes that extra adhesive off. It's not going to bother, you know, not going to bother them. You're not going to cut your glue eraser. And it just makes them easier to use. So, I'm not sure, Alice, if that has covered all the things you wanted to know how to clean, but my basics are hand sanitizer, Stampin Mist, my chamois, and, oops, my Stampin' Scrub. So that's what I tend to clean things with. So I hope that helps. If it was something else you need me to show you how to clean, send me another message. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.